Welcome to another episode of the K&A Football Podcast. But today is not just another episode. Today is our first guest episode. We hope you and your families enjoyed a relaxing Thanksgiving, hoping that you enjoyed some wonderful turduckens in the honor of the late John Madden. This week is a very special episode, not only because we have a guest, but also because there are no bye weeks this week, meaning that we get an abridged version of a recap episode as well as a Pick'ems episode. We look forward to it, and we hope you guys enjoy. All right, Caden, I will allow you to introduce our esteemed, world-renowned guest. Would you like to go ahead and do that?
I will. So, I know a lot of you don't know who our guest is. Some of you do, but some of you don't. We don't have a Stephen A. Smith. We don't have a Joe Buck or a Gus Johnson. We have someone better. We have the Kerry Sommers.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Hello, America.
Yeah, America listens.
Yeah.
No, America is listening.
I'm excited to be here. You didn't introduce me as your dad.
He's my dad as well.
But no, this is great. I've never been on a podcast before. I've never been to a set of a podcast before. This is, I felt like ESPN walking in here with a little bit better clientele around me. But This is exciting. This is good stuff, and I'm excited to talk about football. I mean, it's the week of Thanksgiving, so what's better than the weekend of Thanksgiving than to sit around, eat turkey, and talk about football? So this is pretty exciting. I will warn you guys though, by having me on your show, you are looking at a skyrocket in numbers as far as your followers and your views. I mean, you're looking at 3, 4, maybe even 5 people. So it's this is exciting. Hope I can help the show and just give you my views on these games coming up. I do have a question though, like my picks. So if I win, if I beat you guys in the correct picks, like what do I get? Do I get to come on every week then, or what's?
He's a permanent guest.
Permanent. Yeah, you get to be, I guess, permanent guest.
Oh,
If you, I mean,
pressure's on then.
I don't know. I don't feel like you're gonna get him right though. I feel like I stand a better chance.
I've been watching football for a long time.
Yeah,
More than we've both been alive.
probably.
But yeah, thank you to anybody who has stuck with us. I know we were supposed to go live at around 9:30, and it is approximately what, like 10:30. We had a lot of technical difficulties with the computer and overheating, but we think we have it fixed. Shouldn't quit on us. So yeah, we should be good now. But yeah, we're excited to have our first guest on the show for sure.
Yeah. All right, so let's jump into, I guess, the recap for Monday through Thursday. Talk about all of those. So the Monday game was in Mexico City. 49ers and Cardinals. Obviously, you can see that the score reflects how this game went, 38-10 in favor of the 49ers. Anything to be said?
Oh, me?
I mean, it don't matter.
I mean, Kyler Murray was out. Got Colt McCoy in there, which I love. I'm a big Colt McCoy fan. I mean, he used to play for the Browns. I'm a big Browns fan. So, but yeah, they just didn't have a chance with the 49ers. 49ers got an amazing defense, and they were hitting all their marks on Monday, and great coaching staff. That was expected.
Yeah, there wasn't really anything. That was the only outcome that was really going to happen. Like he said, Kyler Murray was out, and then also the Niners offense now is just, I mean, nothing else I think comes close to it anymore with McCaffrey, Debo, Kittle.
Last week, Kyler Murray and Matthew Stafford were both out, and so I have Kyler Murray in one of my fantasy teams, and so it's like, who do I take? Do I take Colt McCoy or whoever Matthew Stafford's backup is? I was like, I don't really know. So I ended up taking Colt McCoy, which ended up being the best move I could have made there because I got to start him for 2 weeks instead of whoever that bum is behind Matthew Stafford.
He probably didn't get you much points.
He didn't, but he got me more points than the other guy. So it was a good choice.
Yeah.
All right, so now this is actually a pretty good game, this next one. This is the first of the Thanksgiving games. This was at noon or 12:30 on Thanksgiving. This was Bills-Lions in Detroit again. Buffalo's second game in Detroit in a row. Bills ended up winning 28-25 in a pretty good game, I think.
It was a very good game. But yeah, I mean, the Lions very close to getting a 4-game winning streak, which would have been the first time in like ever. But the Bills are just, I mean, there's a reason that they're the Super Bowl favorites. They're gonna find a way. They Josh Allen with an incredible play at the end of the game to get him in field goal range to win the game. But I mean, Lions played great. Bills played great. It was a really fun game to watch. But
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I actually didn't see this game. I was busy watching.
What?
I was actually busy watching Brazil play Serbia in the World Cup. I'm big on the World Cup right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I gotta be honest with you. I didn't watch a lot of the game either because I was busy stuffing my face with turkey at the time and sitting around the dining room table visiting with family and stuff. So I didn't see a lot of I figured it was gonna be a blowout. I really did. But yeah. I think the Lions, they're trending up right now. I mean, they look good. I mean, they're losing close games, but they're playing hard. I like their coach. Forget his name, but
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell, yeah. And I think he's tough, and I like what I see out of the Lions. I think they're trending up, but Buffalo's Buffalo. I mean, in my opinion, I think they're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing because the Bills came back after the Lions were up by 3 or something. They were up by a couple points, and so the Bills scored a touchdown, missed the extra point, so then it was a tie, so it could have gone in overtime, and then the Bills came back and scored it. Like it was like all the way down to the line, and they finally scored.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was super back and forth game the whole time.
Yeah.
Bills are the Bills. Yeah.
They is.
This was also a good game. Yeah.
A lot of good Thanksgiving games
It was.
that happened this week. This was big rivalry game. This was New York Giants and Dallas Cowboys. Basically the OBJ Bowl. He might be trolling, we'll see. But Odell was saying that whichever team won this game, he was going to sign with them for the rest of the year. Obviously, these are two teams that have a chance to both make the playoffs, and are a little bit in need of a better receiver that Odell can have. So I thought it would be cool if Odell went back to the Giants.
I would love that.
That would have been very cool. But the Cowboys ended up winning this game. So was he trolling, or is he actually going to go to the Cowboys now? Only time will tell. But the Cowboys did end up winning this game. It was a very good game at that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
There was a lot of good
pretty
Thanksgiving
tight.
games, yeah.
Yeah.
But I know, Dad, you were contemplating wearing your Odell Browns jersey today.
Well, I'm a huge Browns fan, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to wear my Odell Beckham Browns jersey since he's in the news this week. But yeah, I had to support the Buckeyes today. This is the one day out of the year that me and Caden actually agree. We're rooting for the same team.
We always root for a Buckeyes. That's
Well, I mean, okay, yeah. Every Saturday we root for the Buck, but like a big game like this, NFL, we just don't agree. So it's
Well,
you know,
what
what's
happens
funny.
when Caden's wrong? Yeah.
Yeah. What's funny about this game is, the Cowboys actually were killing. I mean, first half was a really close game. Second half, Cowboys just destroyed them, and New York scored a touchdown at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
And Caden was fuming mad because he's got the Cowboys defense on his fantasy team. So they scored a lame touchdown at the end, and he was so mad because it cost him 3 points or something on his fantasy team. It was funny. You guys should have been there.
Yeah, I wish I was there.
It's a good father right there. He laughs at his son's misery.
Yeah, well,
That's exactly what you
I
want
had
in a
Dallas's
father.
D too, so it was a bummer for me too. But it didn't ruin my day like it ruined his. So
Whatever. But, I mean, yeah, like you said, the OBJ Bowl, I really do think that he will go to Dallas. I mean, they're the better team. He wants to go get another ring. I think
Yeah.
that's where
let me ask you a question. You guys think that OBJ is going to be as good as he was last year?
No.
you don't?
I don't either. He does. I don't. 2 torn ACLs, MCLs, whatever they are. I mean, it's hard to come back from one, and he did, and he looked phenomenal last year after he got off the Browns. But to come back from 2, and he's a year older. I mean, I think he'll be good, but I don't think he's going to be the same. I don't think he's going to be better than CeeDee Lamb if he's on the Cowboys.
I don't think he'll be better than CeeDee Lamb, but I think he'll still be a very top-tier receiver. And I think if he goes to the Giants, he'll be even better because they have nobody there.
Yeah, he'll be the number 1 on New York, I think. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Just-
I don't understand the draw for Odell personally. Like, I get it. I don't ever think that he was really like a fantastic receiver.
Yeah.
I feel like he made a name for himself
Yeah.
with the catch.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Everyone
Yeah.
knows the
Yeah,
catch
right.
against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that one.
I don't think Cowboys need him. I mean, they got
I
a
don't
think they do either.
bunch of great receivers and tight ends.
I think that they really want him because he's a super big name, and it's Dallas, and it's
Yeah, he's a
Jerry
draw.
Jones.
He's
Yeah.
a draw. Yeah.
Do you think Odell's going to be in it for the bigger contract, or do you think he just wants another ring?
He wants another Super Bowl.
Yeah. He's got all the money in the world.
If you're that rich, you already have millions. I don't think a couple $1 million difference is going to make a difference. Would you rather? I don't think New York is that great. I don't think that they're going to win a Super Bowl this year or next year. Dallas, they definitely can. They look phenomenal. So go get the ring and spare a couple $1 million difference.
It's true. All right, so the last Thanksgiving game was actually very big for me.
And me. It was big.
It was a very big game. I had TJ Hawkinson, Jefferson, Cook, and Ramondre Stevenson, all on my fantasy teams. 3 of them, Cook, Jefferson, and Stevenson, all on one team. So this was a very big game for me for each of them to absolutely ball out. Jefferson scored me like 30 points. It was fantastic. Like, after the Vikings like second drive, when Jefferson like threw and then caught and ran and he did everything, I was like, oh, this game's in the bag. I'm actually playing Debbie this week, so that was actually really, really nice. I'm currently winning like 80-10, and it's not even Sunday, so I'm feeling pretty good. I swear it's like 76-10 right now.
What? You're capping.
But Kirk Thuggins, this was a prime.
Thuggins?
Yeah, Kirk Thuggins. Yeah, he's a gangsta.
Yeah.
This is a prime time game.
Mhm.
This is an 8:15 slot.
Yeah.
This is not 1 o'clock on a Sunday.
Right.
33 points, 33-26.
After what he did last week.
After what he did last week.
Maybe
against
he's
Dallas.
grown up. I was kind of surprised.
I don't know what that was.
You know that's risky though. You don't want to put 3 fantasy players on one team. Like you have a game like this, that's great. But if they have a bad game, now your fantasy team's really hurting. You
Yeah.
don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, as they say.
No, all in.
All in. I like it. It's risky.
Go
You're a
big or go
gambler.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson is, in my opinion, the best receiver in the NFL. He broke in this game. He broke not Justin Jefferson. He broke Randy Moss's record for most 100 plus yard receiving games in the first 3 years of their career. He broke that record, so now he holds the record. He's just phenomenal, and he's only been in the league for 3 years. I mean,
Yeah, that is crazy that you've only been.
he's
in for
not
3
even
years.
close to being in his prime, which is. I mean, is anyone else better?
I think so.
Probably not. I mean, his catch that he had against Buffalo, that one-handed catch, or when he ripped it out of the defender's hand. I mean, in my opinion, that might have been better than Odell's catch.
That's
I
what
mean,
we
it's-
said.
Yeah, as an all-around receiver, I'd say he's probably the best.
Yeah.
I
He's
mean, I
phenomenal.
feel like there's an argument for Tyreek just because
He's quick.
he makes the big plays. He's
Yeah.
quick and he gets open, but I think Jefferson's the best
Yeah.
all-around receiver.
His downfall is he's on the Vikings, and so the Vikings aren't a huge draw, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
So.
All right, so that's all the recaps for the week, all the Thanksgiving games, the Monday games. So let's jump into the pick'ems.
This week's K&A Pick'ems.
Skipped one.
Wow, Debbie with the fail right there. It's okay. It's not okay. Texans Dolphins is the first one. There you go.
There we
I
go.
have lots of management.
No, you don't. You're not doing anything back there. You're sitting back there eating a plate of turkey. I see you. All right, so this is Texans at Miami. For some reason, I feel like we're all going to disagree on this one. I don't know why. I feel like we're each going to pick a different team.
Yeah, that can happen.
None of us are actually going to pick the same team on this
I
one.
like to see. I like to see that.
Oh, yeah, one's gonna pick a tie. One's gonna. Yeah, I like
Yeah, it's just going to happen. So
Does the guest want to go first?
Sure. I'm going to pick the obvious one here. That's going to be the Dolphins. I mean, the Texans, they've cashed it in. They're waiting on their number 1 pick. They're waiting on their second number 1 pick from my Browns. So, I mean, and the Dolphins, too, is playing incredible. They got a great running game. They got amazing receivers. Dolphins are looking good. And I don't see this one being close. Dolphins all the way.
Yeah, I mean the Dolphins are sneakishly undefeated when Tua hasn't died. You know, like when Tua's playing from start to finish, they haven't lost. And I feel like that's not being said enough. They are the 1 seed in the AFC right now. They're rolling. Even when they played the Browns 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I don't know. Whatever week that was, Waddle and Tyreek Hill both didn't do much in that game, but they still cruised their way to a win because their role players were stepping up. Like if your role players can step up and win you a game like that, I mean, they're just phenomenal. So yeah, I'm also going Miami.
yeah, I'm going to have to stick with the same path there. Like you said, Texans are all in for that number 1 pick,
Yep.
which makes me happy because hopefully that's a free win for the Browns next week. Looking forward to that.
Well, and that might be another thing. The Texans might be looking forward to next week to play Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
They might be overlooking this game too. I mean, but they're just bad. They're running back. What's his
Damian Pierce.
Damian Pierce? He's amazing,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
they're waiting for their number 1 pick next year.
I mean, yeah, their number 1 receiver, he wants out. I mean, their whole team's just in shambles.
Yeah, I'm going Dolphins as well, if you can believe that.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Yeah, I'm shocked, really,
Yeah.
that we all agreed there. I thought for sure that one of you guys should go Texans, the other one would pick.
That's
No, I want to win this thing, man.
Fans,
I'm winning this thing today.
Yeah, something like that. We'll see. All right. This one,
This one is more difficult.
it's a little more difficult. And not in a sarcastic way. This one actually is a little more difficult. This one is, why am I blanking on the name? Bengals. Goodness. Bengals at Titans. Have the Titans who can't seem to throw the ball, but that doesn't matter when you have Derrick Henry. So they'll just feed him the rock over and over until they win. And it seems to be working somewhat. The Bengals seem to struggle every single week, but somehow manage to pull out a win every week. The only week they didn't struggle was against, of course, the Carolina Panthers. Wow, that's really weird.
I like that little dig. That's
Yeah.
good.
For this one, I am going to go Bengals. I would love them to lose. I love when AFC North teams lose.
Of course.
That is my favorite. Other than the Browns. When we win, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
The Bengals, I do think that they're the better team in this, and I do think that they're going to win against the Titans.
So I'm gonna go against you actually. The Titans both. I think it's gonna be an incredible game. I mean, it could be AFC Championship game. I mean, these are two really good teams. Titans, I feel like are getting better and better every week. I think they're hitting their stride. Derrick Henry is a beast. Bengals are good. They're really good. Two of the edges. The reason I'm giving it to the Titans is first, it's at home. I still think home field advantage is a few points worth, and then also they have a 10-day rest. They played last Thursday night, so they got a few more days rest, a few more days to prepare for the Bengals. I think it's going to be a really good game, but I'm going to lean towards the Titans on this one.
That is why we have guests on the show. That is insight that I've never thought of before. They're on 10 days rest.
I'm not just a carpenter, man. I know my stuff.
But yeah, I'm also going Titans on this one, along with the reasons that he said they're at home, and apparently also the 10-day rest. I didn't even think about that. But a bigger thing that I think is Joe Mixon is out again this game, and he is a superstar running back. And now they can keen in on the passing game more, which Jamar Chase should be back for this game, but I don't think he's going to be full strength like he normally is. And the Titans are rolling right now. I mean, they looked phenomenal last Thursday. They were finally starting to pass the ball very well. I think the Titans are they're on a roll, and I think they'll keep going. But like you guys both said, I think it will be a flip-flop. It could go either way, and I think it's going to be a great game.
I think, it's going to be a tale of two very different stories, running from the Titans and obviously going to necessity on pass for the Bengals. You said that the Titans did throw a lot more last week, but that was against a very much struggling Green Bay defense. So we'll see what happens. I think it'll be, like you said, a very good game.
This should be, I don't know if it is, but it should be the CBS game of the week, I would think. But I don't know. It should be a good game, entertaining game.
Definitely. All right. So here we have the Tank Bowl of all Tank Bowls. The Tank Bowl to end them all. Broncos country. Let's ride, as well as the Carolina Panthers. There was a lot of memes over Thanksgiving about letting Russ cook.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, let Russ cook, and then it was just, an absolutely charred turkey. Just the worst Thanksgiving spread you've ever seen, and that's what it's like to watch Russ cook. So it does make it difficult to, pick the Broncos when you're like, oh, that's right, Russ can't cook. But then you remember that the Panthers also are just the worst. So it's like, man, which
You guys are good friends, too.
which team is going to suck more? That's really the question here. What do you think, Caden? Who is going to be worse this game?
All right. Who should win this game? Denver. Who needs to win this game? Denver. Who should purposely lose? The Panthers, because they need a quarterback. Do you want to be stuck in mediocrity forever and get stuck with a mid-pick? No. You want to get a high pick and get your guy and get your quarterback. But it was announced earlier this week, Sam Darnold is starting this game.
Really? I did not know that.
Which Panthers are trying anything they can to win. Like, if you want to purposely tank, you're going to start Baker.
Hey, come on, don't rip on my Baker.
If you want to tank, you're going to start Baker. Sam Darnold, I think, is the best out of the three. I'm not saying he's good. He's still awful, but he's the best out of three. He can get you a game here or there where he just looks phenomenal for a game. And then the next game, you remember that he's Sam Darnold and he sees ghosts. But as bad as Denver is, we should lose this. We should be trying to lose this. But I think that too many Panthers players and coaches are playing for their careers and their jobs, that they will win this game.
Interesting.
So I'm going to pick the Panthers, even though they should lose for the pick, but they're not going to.
Interesting.
So this is a brutal game. This is the prison inmate game. I mean, this is the game that they make the prisoners watch for punishment. So two solid defenses, very tough defenses. I mean, I'm thinking this game might end up being 2-0 at the end. And what has happened to Russell Wilson? I am blown away. That is one of the biggest surprises of the year. I thought he was going to be phenomenal coming to a Broncos team with good wide receivers and just a solid defense. I figured they were going to easily go strong into the playoffs. And I don't know. He has really struggled this year, and maybe that was what Seattle's problem was last year. I don't know. But all that said and done, and the Sam Darnold factor, bringing Sam Darnold in. Look, he hasn't played in over a year. So you bring Sam Darnold in. Broncos don't really have a lot of film on him as of recently, and when you bring a new quarterback in like that, it can really change things up. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I think the Panthers are going to pull it out, to be honest with you. And I am so mad at Russell Wilson because on my one fantasy team, I picked him, and I was so excited. I'm like, oh, he is going off this year. Let's just say he is on the waiver wire. I dropped him weeks ago, and I have Geno Smith as my quarterback on that team, and he's been doing decent. But all that said and done, yeah, I'm gonna pick the Panthers here. I think they can do it, and hey, I'm mad at the Broncos. So
that's an interesting take. I'm actually going to divert from both of you, and I am going to take the Broncos in this game. The Broncos have only had to score 18 points in their last 12 games. 11, because they had the bye week. But in the last 11 games, they've only had to score 18 points, and they would have won every single one of those games. I don't think that the Panthers can score 18 points on the Broncos defense. So I think that the Broncos will win this one. I think that this will be reminiscent of the Broncos-Colts game. I lost iPad privileges. Of the Broncos-Colts game, where it was just field goal, field goal, field goal, and it was just the worst football that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be this game.
Mm-hmm.
Get two teams. One of them, like you said, really needs to tank in Carolina, but there's too many people on that team that either want a contract at the end of the year, don't want to get fired, still want to keep playing football in some capacity, and so they don't want to lose. And there's the Broncos who still in their head think that they're good, even though they won like 3 games. Like they're just not a good football team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Broncos will win this game.
Should be another close one. A boring close one, but it should be
very
close.
boring close one,
Yeah.
very low scoring close one. But
Yeah. I mean, and also it's in Carolina, so that the home factor is still a factor. You're not playing in Mile High.
Will there be any fans there?
no, there won't be.
There'll be some Broncos fans, probably.
Right.
This is an interesting game.
This is an interesting one. This is Chicago and the Jets. Zach Wilson is not starting this game. He has been...
iPad privileges back.
iPad privileges have been reinstated. Zach Wilson has been replaced by... I don't remember the guy's name.
Mike White.
That's right. Mike White.
Mayor Mike White.
He's a mayor?
There used to be a mayor in Cleveland, Mike White. Anyways.
He's playing football now.
Play football now. And he's going to be the starting quarterback for the Jets, which I think is a mistake. I don't understand why you don't start Joe Flacco, but
He's hurt, I think.
I don't care. Start him.
That'd be better than this Mike White guy.
Probably. And then there's the Bears, who have been looking very good. Their offense, at least, has been looking electric. Their defense, subpar.
No, not subpar. Like,
Less than subpar. Clearly not to the level of the Patriots, who held the Jets to 2.1 inches per play last week. But Justin Fields has a hurt shoulder, and it'll be a game-time decision whether or not he plays. So that does add a little element of how do we pick this game?
absolutely. I think if Fields plays, not even second guessing it, I'm picking the Bears. But then the element of if Fields doesn't play, it adds a lot, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think, if he'll play or not?
I don't think he's going to play. But I'm not a doctor. I'm not anybody on that team. I have no idea. I don't follow them. I have no idea what's going on. But play or not play, I'm picking the Bears. I just think their defense is still pretty good. And this Mike White guy, I never heard of him before. I mean, I don't see him coming in and lighting it up. Brees Hall's hurt. Obviously, he's been hurt for a while. Jets got a lot of injuries, it seems like. And, I mean, again, this is like the Panthers game. Broncos. I mean, it's just going to be – because you got two backup quarterbacks probably playing and one third-string quarterback. And so I don't see a lot of scoring going on. And, boy, I'm just going to take the Bears. We'll see. I don't know. I wouldn't put any money on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you do, ever.
Sports betting is wrong.
That's right, until January.
But yeah, I also think Fields isn't gonna play. They said he has a separated shoulder.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like he said, I'm not a doctor. I will never be a doctor.
No, he won't.
Sounds pretty severe to me.
That confidence from the father is brilliant. I love that.
But it sounds pretty severe to me. But the Jets looked so bad with Zach Wilson. He's not a good quarterback. And I feel like any kind of quarterback that's a slightly of an upgrade over him can do miracles. And especially against the Bears defense, who was bad, I think that they can go down and do enough to win. The only thing that's gotten the Bears points and wins has been Fields using his legs and his arm. And now Fields probably isn't going to play, so who's going to score your points? I mean, so I'm picking the Jets.
Interesting. I am going Bears. For the reasons of if Fields plays, they will win. Not because he's going to throw the ball. He's going to pretend like he's going to throw the ball, and then he's going to run the ball, and there will be zero throwing that happens from Justin Fields. But if he doesn't play, I don't care. It's not going to matter. The Jets won't score any points on offense. Their offense was clearly struggling last week. Now, granted, the Patriots' defense is a lot better than the Bears' defense. But still, when you punt more times than you get first downs, even the completions, it was more punts than completions. That's bad. Mm-hmm. And now you have a third-string guy who was listed below Zach Wilson and, oh my gosh, my mind is...
Joe Flacco.
I literally just said his name 4 seconds ago, and I can't remember his name. Listed below Zach Wilson and Joe Flacco on the depth chart. That's pretty bad. I don't know why you're starting him.
I mean,
I say go with Zach Wilson again, but...
I mean, people will forget. He played last year in like week 4 or 5 against the Bengals, and they beat the Bengals in overtime, and he looked phenomenal.
There's a reason he's third string, though.
I don't know. I think he's going to light it up. Well, we'll see. Again, it's probably going to be a good game, but...
You know, the more we're talking about it, I'm not going to change my pick because then you guys will say I'm cheating, but I do think the Jets win, but I'm still taking the Bears.
You can change your pick.
Justin Fields is the only thing good on the Bears. So, but
you want to change your pick?
No,
You can.
I'm keeping the Bears.
I like the commitment.
That's right. Ain't changing.
So yeah, we've split on a lot of these. I'm not gonna lie. This sneakily could be a week that
Sneakily?
What?
it could be a week that you
Work
like
on your vocabulary.
asked me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, I'm too far out to actually pass you this week.
There's a lot of good games this week. I mean, maybe
You're
not
that far behind?
Oh,
I'm
I'm far
up like
behind.
16.
Like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Waffle House, here we go.
Waffle
huh?
House bound.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Love it.
All right, so this is Falcons and football team. Not messing that up again.
I even put Commanders on his iPad, so I hope he would be
It's
Commander fan.
it's football team. Look, I don't feel like this is much of a question, but that's for me anyways. I feel like this is a very clear answer. For me, I think that the football team will end up winning this game. I don't think that it'll be particularly close. I think that Washington's offense has looked really good with Heineke. Defense has looked pretty good as well. Chase Young won't be playing yet again.
Okay, we've said that every week. Like, oh, Chase Young's gonna be back this week.
He's not.
And then he's not. He's ruled out like the day of. But they finally took him off IR yesterday or today, and now he's listed as questionable. So he should play this week. Like
He's
they
not gonna
finally
play
took
this
him
week.
off of the IR.
He's never going to play again.
Yeah, he's played for one season and he's done. Now, I think that he's gonna play. He's gotta.
I hope he does. I like
He's
him.
missed like a year and a half. Come on, how bad
Been
is
that
that?
long?
Yeah, he got hurt in like week 2 last season.
Didn't realize
Like, come on, bro, you're a baby. Come back from an ACL. It's not that hard.
OBJ did it like 4 times.
Talk to Travis King.
Exactly. But for me, again, not particularly close. I got the football team.
So I think it's going to be a close game. Falcons, they're just one of those teams that sneaks under the radar every week. They play hard. They beat my Browns. Of course, that's not saying much, but But man, Washington right now, they are firing on all cylinders. They are a tough team. I like that Heineke kid, man. He's playing tough. I bet you if you look it up, I can almost guarantee you in Washington right now, the sales of Heineken beer has gone way up because that's how crazy football fans are. I know if he was in Cleveland and he was winning, Cleveland would be selling out of Heineken beer. But he looks good. He looks fun, and Washington's a fun team right now. So I think it's gonna be another really close one. But I'm gonna take the Washington football team.
Yeah, I think the Commanders are the better team in this. Heineke is playing he's playing great, and they're really fun to watch. I mean, he was so hyped and animated after their win against the Eagles. They steamrolled the Texans last week. I mean, they're rolling. They have playoff hopes again, maybe to sneak into a wild card after being dead with Carson Wentz.
Yep.
Heineke's brought them back, so they're rolling. They have momentum. I'm going Washington too. Gonna ride the Heineke train till he dies.
We all went Washington. How about that?
I went Washington on this one.
You watch, Falcons are going to destroy him now.
I know. That's what happens.
Oh, I'm sure this is going to be a long ramble, so I just sit back and listen.
Hey, there is no long ramble here. Okay. Last week, I did pick the Bills to beat the Browns. Not because I wanted the Browns to lose, but because I just was able to realize that the Bills were, in fact, a better team than the Browns all around. I would have been happy if the Browns won, and it really looked like we were going to in that first half. Not going to lie. It looked like we stood a chance. And then the second half rolled around, and forget that. But Buccaneers have not looked as good as the Bills. And do I think that the Browns are going to win?
No.
Not particularly. Do I think we stand more of a chance? I do. So I am going to go with the Browns. I can't pick against them in a game where I think it might be close.
Yeah, and then off camera, Austin's like, "Why are my picks so bad?"
Look, one game a week isn't gonna kill my picks. Okay, one game a week doesn't put me down 16. Okay,
Close.
Close to.
Tom Brady, I mean, he is my age. He's 45 years old. I don't know how he does it. I mean, I was playing a little bit of backyard football with Caden and his younger brother the other day for 5 minutes.
And I cooked him.
For 5 minutes, I was playing, and I needed an oxygen mask when I was done. And I mean, I don't know how this guy goes out there and just continues to do what he does. Now, granted, he definitely is on the way down. This is, I think he waited one too many years to retire. He should have retired last year. And, but going through a divorce and everything that he's going through, that weighs on a person. That affects your entire life. So I think that has some to do with it. But the Bucks aren't that good. They're really not. But the Browns, man, oh man, they're just getting worse and worse, and it's scaring me. It's almost getting to the point of where I'm afraid they're going to blow things up again. I don't think they will, but and here's what's going to happen. I think this is what happens every week. They're going to come out on their first drive. They're going to drive down the field. They're going to look amazing. They're going to give it the ball to Chubb some. They're going to throw it to can't think of the receivers. Cooper Kupp. Yeah. Amari Cooper.
Cooper Kupp is on the Browns now.
Again, 45 years old. Can't think of everything. But they're going to drive down. They're going to score a touchdown. They're going to look amazing. Everybody's going to, we got this. And then the Bucks are going to make some adjustments, and we're not. And they're going to stop us then. Or we might even be winning at halftime like we are a lot of times. But they're going to make halftime adjustments, come out, stop us. We're going to look awful in the second half. Jacoby Brissett will be Jacoby Brissett, which I do like him, but and they're not going to give the ball to Chubb anymore because then we're going to be behind. So they stop giving it to him. And our defense can't stop anything. And even though Fournette, I think it's Fournette out still.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're going to run all over us. And Tom Brady, he's too smart. I mean, he'll eat our defense alive. And I hate to say it, but Tom Brady's last trip to Cleveland, Ohio, I think he's going to win.
Yeah. Kind of like we saw an example of it last week with Ohio State and with Michigan. Ohio State was looking past the game last week and was looking towards this week. Almost lost to Maryland. And at the same time, Michigan was looking forward to this game and almost lost to Illinois. I feel like the Browns are almost just looking forward to next week when they get Watson back and all the hype with that. getting their quarterback. They traded all this for Watson starting to practice, so that's got to be taking some reps from Jacoby Brissett, a little bit of a distraction at practice. I feel like they are overlooking this game. I'm not saying like they're going to win this game even if they're not overlooking, but I feel like it is a little bit of a distraction, and the Bucs seem to be rolling a little bit more. I mean, in the beginning of the year, they were struggling really bad, but the last 2 weeks, they've kind of gotten their groove back. They beat a really good Seahawks team, and they beat the Rams. But the Bucs kind of seem to catch their groove. Tom Brady is still Tom Brady. I'm going to pick the Bucs. We'll see.
I have faith.
I don't. I'm a Browns fan, and I've seen this way too many years.
I do think that they stand a better chance than they did last week against the Bills, like you said. But I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this is another game that I don't feel like is going to be particularly close. No offense, Jaguars. I don't. Is there much to say? The Ravens are just a better team. Lamar Jackson's fast, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And the Jaguars are just dysfunctional. They just lose every game, and they have forever.
I hate the Ratbirds. They just
the Ratbirds.
that's my Browns team from 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So I just can't stand Baltimore. But Lamar Jackson, how do you? I mean, as much as I can't stand Baltimore, how do you not like Lamar Jackson? The guy's just incredible. They got a million injuries, but Baltimore's going to win this, and I hate to say it.
Yeah, I mean they're getting healthier as it goes on. Mark Andrews is back to full speed. Lamar's, I mean, he's always Lamar. But J.K. Dobbins is getting healthier. He's going to come off IR within the next couple weeks, but that doesn't have effect on this game. But they're just the way better team. Jaguars, people thought they were going to be good after the first couple weeks of the year, and then they just like Trevor Lawrence is like, whoa, I'm sort of a bust. Don't think I'm good. And then
Stop thinking I'm good.
stop thinking I'm good. I'm a bust. I have girl hair.
You think he's going to be a bust?
Huh?
You think he's going to be a bust?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
I still have hope for him.
I mean, all the hype around him and all the other quarterbacks in this draft class. Justin Fields looks phenomenal. Mac Jones played great last season. He's played better than Trevor Lawrence so far in this career.
Yeah, maybe.
The only one he's really outperformed is Zach Wilson, and what's that really saying?
Yeah,
That's true.
it's Trey Lance.
Trey Lance hasn't really played. He's
Well,
been
he
hurt.
outperformed him.
But yeah, I'm also going Ravens. Shocker. But
That's really shocking. Yeah. Hit us with the next one, Debbie.
I know that there's about to be a rant from my dad on this one.
Oh, is there? You got opinions here?
Raiders are the most overrated team I have ever seen in my entire life.
He's got
And
opinions.
I don't understand why everybody just thinks they're just amazing. And I like Derek Carr as a person. I think Derek Carr, he's a good Christian man. He is a great guy. His interviews and stuff, he's an incredible man. I'm sorry, he's not that good of a quarterback. That one game against, I forget who they played, they didn't even make it across the 50-yard line until like late in the fourth quarter. They're not good. They're not coached good. I have nothing against the Raiders. I like. We met one of their offensive linemen this year. He was at our neighborhood 4th of July party. This huge monster guy, and he had a Raider shirt on. And we found out he played for the Buckeyes, got drafted by the Raiders.
He's their starting right tackle now.
Yeah, he's my youngest son, Landon. He's 13 now, but he's kind of short, and he stood up next to him, and it was hilarious how tall this guy was. But anyways, that being said, I like the Raiders and stuff, but I think they're horrible. And Seahawks, now that they got rid of Russell Wilson and they got Geno Smith, are amazing. They're a fun team to watch. They're a bunch of young kids on that team, and they got fire behind them. They want to win. They play hard every play. They have been a blast to watch. And I don't watch NFC West teams normally, but they're a fun team to watch. And Geno, I'm so happy for him. Here's a guy, they thought it was a big bust, and I didn't even know he was still in the league. And at the beginning of the year, they're like, "Oh, they're starting Geno Smith." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I thought he was just sitting at home working at Walmart or something." But here he is, and he looks amazing. And they've just been fun to watch. I think Seattle's going to roll them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Their offense is just like he said, fun to watch. Geno Smith completely revived his career. He looks like a great quarterback, and the Raiders, I can't really figure it out. I don't know why they struggle. I don't understand how you're a playoff team last year, and then you get Devontae Adams, who's arguably the best receiver in football, and then you all of a sudden become a bottom 5 team in the league. It really doesn't make sense. The only thing I can put my brain around is coaching, but yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with all of that. Like you said, week after week, I said to myself, how do the Raiders keep losing? Because on paper, it's like the Colts situation where you're like, on paper, this is supposed to be a really good team, but for some reason, they keep losing. And the exact opposite for Seattle, a team where everyone was like, this team will not win a game. And here they are. Like you said, they're fun to watch. They drafted so well last year. Like every one of their rookies is playing at such a high level. And it's fun to see. It'll be sad when they all need contracts and they can't afford to pay them all. But
that's what makes it fun, because they're not getting paid a ton and they're playing their butts off, and they're just exciting. If you would have seen this game at the beginning of the year before the first week, you would have said Raiders were favored by 21 points.
I was just about to say that too.
Yeah, actually, we're on the same page here, and I just don't understand. Like some of these nationwide sports announcers are still high on the Raiders. I heard some of them last week say, "Oh, the Raiders, they're right there. Don't give up on them. They're right there." They're not right there.
They're not right there.
Yeah, they're horrible. So I don't know. People are just. I don't know if it's because it's Las Vegas and you gotta love Las Vegas. I don't know. I don't get it. They're just the most overloved team I've ever seen.
Yeah. So we're all going Seahawks, right?
Yeah.
I got a question. Me and Austin talked about this a couple weeks ago, but right now the Raiders have the 3rd pick in the draft. Assuming everything stays the same,
I know what you're gonna ask.
do you think that they pick a quarterback?
So I'm not high on knowing who all are coming. How many good quarterbacks are coming out this year?
Well, I mean, there's Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Those are the top 2.
Assuming one of them is left on the board.
Okay.
I mean, because obviously it's Texans,
Panthers,
Carolina, and these guys, which both of those first 2 teams would draft a quarterback. But assuming one's left, would they take
Then
one?
I would. Oh, assuming one is left.
Yeah.
What does that sound?
That was a ooh. If there's an elite quarterback left and they're there, yeah, I could see them taking one. Especially with their coach, Josh McDaniels. Is he the GM too?
I don't know.
Because I know when he was a GM of Denver, I mean, he took Tim Tebow in the first round, and so I know he likes his quarterbacks. So, I could see him doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be a really good situation for a rookie to go into.
And learn under Derek Carr, because again, Derek Carr is a great guy. I mean, he's a class act. I have nothing against him. I just don't think he's that great of a quarterback. Sorry.
Fair enough.
I love you, Derek Carr. Praise God.
Come on the show.
Yeah. Come on the show. I won't be on here, but come on.
So there's this game. Chargers.
This is a game.
This is a game. Chargers. Well, I was gonna say something else, and then I abandoned ship halfway through the sentence. This is Chargers Cardinals. Kyler Murray allegedly will be playing this game unless he decides to stay up too late and play COD the night before. In which case his hamstring will be hurt.
Good chance of that.
Yeah, very good chance of that.
Hurt fingers.
Yeah, can't throw the ball quite right. Regardless whether or not Kyler Murray plays, I am going to go with Caden's Super Bowl pick, who will not be going to the Super Bowl.
No one expected them to be this bad. Don't laugh at me, dude.
You're right.
AFC West is just the most disappointing division in football. But I'm going to go Chargers regardless of whether or not Kyler Murray plays.
Yeah. I'm agreeing with you on that. I think the Chargers are still a good team. I know they're losing games, but they have a lot of injuries, like the most ever. Their whole entire defense is hurt. The receivers are maybe the most injury-prone people I've ever seen in my life. And Herbert, I think, has been dealing with an injury all year. Won't be 100% until next season. But I still think that they're better than the Cardinals, regardless of if Murray plays or not. They're not that great. Their coach isn't good. They need to fire their coach. Both of these teams need to fire their coach, in my opinion. I don't think the Chargers have a good coach or the Cardinals. Sean Payton came out and said the other day that if the Chargers fire their coach or if the Cardinals fire their coach, he'd be interested in going to either of those two teams, which I think if he go to the Chargers, that would just be a match made in heaven. Sean Payton and Justin Herbert, I would love that. I think they'd be great, but Yeah, I think Chargers win this game pretty easily.
Yeah, I agree. Chargers all the way on this one. It fascinates me with all the injuries that they've had. It's not even this year, last year, year before. Every year, the Chargers have a ton of injuries. It makes me like question, like maybe their training staff or something. Like, why does this team I feel like every year we go into the year like Chargers are going to be amazing this year, and every week they just have players dropping like crazy. But that being said, yeah, I think it's the Chargers. I am not a Kyler Murray fan at all, as my boys know.
Yeah,
I rip on him every week.
He is not a Kyler Murray fan.
I'm not. And but yeah, I think the Chargers get this.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah.
Is this one going to be surprising?
Not at all.
Probably not.
Probably not.
This is Saints at 49ers. 49ers obviously have looked pretty good after picking up that one little running back from Carolina.
Yeah.
After picking him up, they seem to be doing all right. They have weapons upon weapons on offense. The only thing they're missing is someone to actually deliver the ball to them. But they haven't been struggling too badly with that recently.
Mm-hmm.
Saints, on the other hand, have been struggling. They actually managed to pull out a win last week, but it was against the Rams, so does that really surprise anyone? Not really. I'm going to go 49ers for this one, and I don't think it'll be close.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. I mean, their offense, we said it in the recap earlier, their offense is just the best in the league, in my opinion. I mean, they got so many superstars just at every position. The only thing they're missing is quarterback, which next year with Trey Lance, I think that they're just going to be out of this world. But for the time being, I still think that they're a great offense, a lot better than the Saints. Yeah.
49ers all the way. Yeah, not even close. I do agree with you. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is overrated, but he has an amazing team around him from every position. And the 49ers are an incredible team. If they had a Justin Herbert on their team or something, they go undefeated probably. I mean, they're phenomenal.
I mean, I think you could go out there and do it.
Well, did you see me the other day when I was playing with you and your brother, Rady? I mean, I was pretty good. I had work boots on too, so.
And then he'd be running a route, and then he'd slip on the ground.
I slipped and fell because I stepped in my dog's crap on the grass, and I slipped. So that's his excuse. But anyways, we don't want to bore everybody with that. But I do love Chris Olave on the Saints. He's phenomenal. I think he's got an amazing career ahead of him.
Go Bucks.
Yeah, go Bucks. I think he's got an incredible career ahead of him if he can just get a quarterback to throw to him and get a team around him. But yeah, San Francisco all the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, this one's going to take some thought.
Yeah, I stayed up late at night looking at the analytics of this game. Last night, I didn't go to bed till like 3 a.m. looking at this game alone.
Coin flip.
Yeah, in the end, I just had to flip a coin, and it turns out I flipped it 15 times, and each time it landed on Kansas City, and then I realized that each side just said Kansas City. Yeah, Kansas City is going to win this game, and again, not close at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be a blowout. Kansas City.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm picking Kansas City. Before the season, this is the game of the year, not a doubt. I mean, the former Super Bowl champs and Patrick Mahomes. I mean, what can really get better? But the Rams they sold their soul for a Super Bowl, and now they're gonna pay for it for the next.
You know what? I'd be okay if the Browns did that. I mean,
yeah,
not for soul, but if they sold, I mean, if they just went all in on one season and got me a Super Bowl and then tanked, I'd be okay with that.
I mean, I mean, no one's gonna complain for a Super Bowl win. But.
So, do you think it's true the rumors that Sean McVape is going to be out at the end of the year?
Sorry, what?
That's the rumor. Is that Sean McVay? Rumor is he vapes.
Yeah, I know.
That's not a fact. It's just a rumor. But
don't vape.
Yeah, don't vape. It's bad for you. Do you think the rumor's true though that he's going to be done at the end of the year?
I know that there's a rumor that once Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford are gone, he's gone.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
So I think once that core's gone, he's gone. But I don't know if I'm assuming they're still on the team.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be there.
I wouldn't be shocked if he left after this year. With the way that they're playing, the way that they have no future for the next couple of years, I wouldn't be surprised if he left. Saved his career while it's ahead.
Mm-hmm. I mean, not really ahead right now.
Pause for a couple of years and then come back a few years later as a coach somewhere else.
I mean, yeah, they traded all their picks until like 30-24. So
yeah.
Yeah. And then you look at a team like Kansas City, and they're just loaded, and they just keep getting better every year. And they got probably a future Hall of Famer at quarterback. And
Probably.
I just wanted to be,
I think if he retired now, he'd get in.
And then they got a Hall of Fame coach, and I mean, they're just Travis Kelce is just he's unreal. That whole team, and it's amazing. They get rid of a guy like Tyreek Hill, and they put another one in, and another one steps up. I mean, they're just Pacheco or whatever his name is now.
Yeah,
he looks really good. Yeah, this shouldn't even be close.
No.
Of course, it's the NFL, so if you don't think it's going to be close, watch it go into like overtime or something.
Exactly.
not gonna happen.
Not this game though.
Yeah.
Not this one. Is this one going to be close? Are the Eagles for real? I don't know. I know Green Bay's dead. Green Bay, Eagles. I don't know. Is Green Bay going to win another game?
My thoughts are when you have Aaron Rodgers on your team, you have the potential every week to score 40 points. And I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers fan just because I think he is. I know his body language on the field is horrible. And, he'll throw a bad pass and he gets mad and he yells at his receiver, but it's his own fault. But his talent, like I told the boys last year, I remember watching him in the playoffs, and I'm like, guys, you just need to enjoy watching this guy because his arm is he's just fun to watch. I think this could be a good game, just because the Aaron Rodgers factor. I know he's having a bad year, but anytime I feel like he could just turn it on and score 4 touchdowns. And that being said, I do think the Eagles are still going to win. Eagles are a very good team. Jalen Hurts is phenomenal. He's my fantasy quarterback on my other team, so I watch them a lot. And Eagles are good. They're good, but don't sleep on Green Bay.
I'm sleeping on Green Bay. I don't think they're a good team. I think Aaron Rodgers is way past ever. I don't think he's anything anymore. They're overrated. All they can do is run the ball, and yet they choose not to. I think the Eagles kind of steamroll.
I almost agree with that. And it hurts me because I do like Green Bay. I do like Aaron Rodgers, as everyone knows. I talk about him every week.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's just missing receivers because I do still think he's a good quarterback. Caden seems to disagree, but that's fine. But yeah, I don't feel like Green Bay's defense has any chance against the Eagles. And for that reason alone, I have to go Eagles. I do have Aaron Rodgers on one team, and then in another league, I have Jalen Hurts.
Oh.
So, it'll be a win-win no matter what. No matter what happens.
One of your quarterbacks is doing good.
Both of them could do good.
That's true.
It could happen.
I will say on my bucket list, I do want to go to Green Bay and go watch.
We talked about that.
Yeah, we're going to go to a game, and I want to go when it's cold. I want to go in like December.
That's exactly my dad's mentality.
Oh, man. Like, just the Lambeau Field, just the history there. I got to hit one game there. Wanted to go last year to the Browns, but they played on Christmas. I'm like, I ain't doing that. So,
what was I gonna say? Oh, you rip on me for my Chargers Super Bowl pick. He picked Aaron Rodgers to win MVP, and he had the Packers going to the Super Bowl.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. Look, it wasn't my best take, but who could have predicted this?
Well, you're
Come
right.
on. No one could have predicted that they'd be this bad.
Oh, there's so many things this year that are just shocking.
Yeah.
Good teams that are bad teams that are good. So.
That's why the NFL is awesome.
It is. Parity, that's what they want, and they got it.
Yeah. All right, so I think we have one more game to pick.
Oh, a Monday night game of the year.
Game of the year. We have Steelers, Colts. Again, I have dinner on Jeff Saturday not being in the league next year, so I really, really need the football gods to stop with this humor. Stop with the jokes. Okay, we get it. Jeff Saturday, yeah, he won the first week. Haha, real funny. Okay, he almost beat the Eagles. Hilarious, guys. Let's cut it out now because I don't want to buy Mr. King dinner.
Mr. King.
The Kings have made 2 appearances on the show.
Yes, they have. I'm going to go Steelers. They almost beat the Bengals last week. I think that while these teams are, in my opinion, even on talent, especially with the way that the Colts have been playing, I really don't want Jeff Saturday to pull out a win, so I'm going to go Steelers, even though I would always love if an AFC North team not named the Cleveland Browns loses.
I can't describe to you my hatred towards the Steelers. Like more than anything, more than the Yankees, more than the Warriors,
More than the team up north?
Yes, I
Ooh.
cannot stand the Steelers. That being said, Colts, what they've done the last couple of weeks has been very impressive. Bringing in a new coach, it always seems like when somebody gets fired, they bring an intern coach. Well, the Panthers did this. They play hard for a couple of weeks, and they look good. And then it's almost like, all right, the other teams are starting to get film on them and kind of seeing what's going on. And I think this is what's going to happen. Jeff Saturday, great guy from what I've heard. I've never talked to the guy, but
Unfortunately.
sounds like he's a great guy and everybody loves him. But I think it's going to be a close one, but it hurts me. It really hurts, but I'm going to probably have to pick the Squealers. And
He's like, what can I call all of the AFC?
no, I always call
teams?
them Squealers and the Ratbirds. I do like the Bengals. I mean, even though the Bengals are in our division, they're an Ohio team, and Joe Burrow. How can you not like Joe Burrow? I mean, but no, I'm gonna say the Squealers win this one.
I got the Colts. I mean, I don't think the Steelers. I think Pickett's gonna be average to above average in his career, but right now he's just not really it. And Matt Ryan, he's playing good again. He was awful at the beginning of the season, got benched, came back, and now he's playing good again. And Jeff Saturday, he has revived this team. And I know, like he said, like eventually they're gonna have to probably go down because they were just amped up for their playing for their interim coach. But it's only been 3 weeks, so I think they'll still be there playing for their guy. Jonathan Taylor has looked like the old Jonathan Taylor. He's playing really well. TJ Watt is back for the Steelers, and that adds a big factor. He's just a game changer. But I just got a feeling about the Colts.
Interesting. Debbie, did you end up being able to put all of those together?
In like the big.
Yeah,
No.
Debbie failed us. So eventually we'll be able to see how all of our picks lined up. But I think we disagreed on,
On
A
a
lot of
decent
those.
amount of them, yeah.
yeah.
It was weird
so
because
fun.
a lot of times I don't want to agree with you on games. So like obviously that doesn't influence the way that I pick, but
Right.
I know for a fact like, oh, we disagreed on this many. But now disagreeing with two people, I'm like, oh, I disagreed with him here, you here. So I really don't know. I know there's been a lot of different disagreements between a lot of us on a lot of games.
Yeah.
So, and it kills me. My heart hurts right now to actually pick them, but I think it's gonna be a good game.
I mean, it's gonna be a lame game.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good lame game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably go to bed at halftime, but
Oh, definitely.
it's
Yeah.
So
Well-
is that? Do we have? There's no other slide or anything.
That's it. Debbie failed. Get out. Fired.
Is there any shout outs you want to make?
Oh, I like to shout out my wife, your mom, Faith. It is her. Yeah, my wife, his mom.
No. Oh wait, yeah.
It is her
Okay.
birthday today, so happy birthday, Faith. I love you. She's an amazing wife and an amazing mom. And but other than that, no.
You need a deck done.
Yeah, if you're looking to get a deck built, call K&F Construction. I'm on online. You can check me out. So yeah, that's what we do. We build decks. So and
And in his spare time, he like thinks about football.
well, I do listen to a lot of sports talk because I'm at a job site all day. So thanks for having me, guys. Though this was extremely fun. Like I've always wanted to do something like this. I don't know if you told them how I got on here, but you had an auction at the church, and I bought the ticket to get in here. Best money I've ever spent in my entire life. I mean, this is
Glad to hear it. The
Yeah.
setup all the way through, the
This is-
technical difficulties,
this
it was all worth it.
like
All part of the experience.
Got the full experience.
yeah, like last night, Kane's like, "Dad, did you do your homework for today?" And I'm like, "Shh." And then this morning, I'm like, maybe I should look at the games a little bit. So I did a little bit of homework, but walking in here, seeing all these cameras and everything, and how Debbie does everything, this is this is really fun. Really, you need to have more guests, I think. But this is really cool and exciting. So thanks for having me, guys. And like I said, your followers are going to go up by
Or
By the tens.
This
It's
by
gonna
the
go
tens
crazy.
and tens.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun to have a guest.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
glad that we were able to have you
Good.
on. We're hoping to get a lot more guests on the show now. You
Yeah.
were our first experimental, but also monumental. It was fun.
Oh, those are big words, Kate.
Those are big.
Let's go.
He
That
could be
was
a
the-
doctor.
Yeah, let's go.
I don't want to bore the people with stories about him being a doctor, but he doesn't handle the sight of blood or anything very well.
That is very true.
Yeah.
That's so true. All right. Well, Thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Mr. Sommers, for being on. It was
Thanks
a
for having me.
blast.
This is great.
We'll see you guys next time.
Go Buckeyes.
Thanks for watching this episode of K&A Football. You can listen to our podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and we're also active on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts.
If you made it this far in the video, thank you. You're a real one. We'll see you next time.